I wanted to chat with you today about busting a myth that's going around that confidence is something you're born with. I don't think that's the case. I think confidence is a skill set that you can acquire. My name is Heather Morrison, and I am a mindset mentor and a confidence crusader. And I'm with Bold Beyond Belief. And I wanted to talk to you today about 3 quick ways you can shift your mind to amplify your confidence. So let's get right down to it. Number 1, I want to talk about the idea that when we say we're not confident about something, it really puts our mind into this idea of a blanket statement. I'm just not a confident person. Not necessarily true. You were confident about getting up this morning and making breakfast for your kids. You were confident about you could drive your car to work. You were confident about the fact that you could get dressed without issue. You were confident about the fact that you could log into your computer without issue. There's lots of things in life that you're confident about. So if you really dial into certain things that you're not confident about, that allows your mind to focus on those things and to fix those things. And so I want you to start thinking about changing those things to I'm not confident to I'm not confident about fill in the blank yet. And let me show you what that looks like. So instead of I'm just not confident about public speaking, you can say, I'm just not confident about public speaking yet. Okay, so by narrowing that focus into, instead of saying, I'm just not a confident business person, shifting that into, I'm not confident about a certain thing in my business, in this case, public speaking, and then adding the word yet at the end allows your mind to think, okay, I see. So we're not confident about it now, yet, but it's coming. We will be confident about it in the future, right? So just that little teeny tiny mind shift tweak can really go a long way into you narrowing your focus about certain things in your life that you're not confident about, as opposed to making that big, huge blanket statement that, oh, I'm just not a confident person. Because the more you say it, the more it's true, right? If you run around saying I'm not a confident person, guess what? You're not going to be a confident person. But if you can shift that and say I'm not confident about fill in the blank yet, huge. That's a huge mindset shift. It's a little thing to do, a little action, but it's a big shift, right? Like they say, big doors swing on little hinges. I love that one. I'm a big quote queen, so you'll hear lots of those from me. The second one is I want you to ask yourself, is that a belief or a fact? So when you are sitting down to pick up the call or the phone to make a client call, oftentimes we don't do that because we're afraid of the outcome. Right? We're afraid of what's going to happen to us. So before you pick up the phone to call a client, there's all these things racing around in your head. One of which I'm sure is they'll think I'm being pushy. I hear that all the time. I don't want to call them my client, or a potential client because they're going to think I'm being pushy, et cetera, et cetera. Is that a belief or a fact? Here's how you can find out. Have you ever had someone say to you on the phone, oh my God, you're the pushiest person I've ever met in my entire life. How dare you call me to see how I'm doing? Don't ever call me again. No, you've never, okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, no, you've never had someone say that to you. That's not a fact. That's a belief you've made up in your head to keep you stuck, right? That's a belief that you've made up in your head to keep you stuck. So quick mindset shift number 2, before you stop yourself from doing something, ask yourself why you're afraid of going forward with it. And then ask yourself, is that a belief or is that a fact? Okay? We tend to what's called catastrophize things, which means your mind starts spinning in that snow globe of fear. I'm too afraid to call my client. So if I don't call my client, I'm not going to get any clients. If I don't get any clients, I'm not going to get any money. And I don't get any money, I'm not going to have money for my mortgage payment or to have whatever's on that big, bold vision board that you've built for yourself, right? Meanwhile, back to the task at hand, just pick up the phone, right? Stop catastrophizing it. Ask yourself if it's a belief or a fact and get into action. I promise you 99% of the time, it's a belief that you've told yourself based on something that's happened in your past. And we will talk about that in future videos, I promise. Number 3 is, and this is my favorite, letting go of the outcome. One of my favorite stories to share with people is I had a roommate in college. We had a party. The guy across the street came over. And I said to my roommate after he left, hey, he's kind of cute. I think I'm going to ask him out. To which she replied, well, that'll be really awkward when it doesn't work out. Okay, think how ridiculous that sounds. But then think about the last time you stopped yourself from doing something because you were so afraid of how it was going to end. Okay, this goes back to that belief or fact. So I hadn't even asked this guy out yet. Okay, she had me in the coffee date, through the coffee date, into a dinner date, out of the dinner date, into a relationship, out of the relationship, which apparently ended very badly because now it's awkward between the two of us, right? Meanwhile, I hadn't even picked up the phone to call the guy yet. But there's so many times in our life where we don't get started because we're afraid of the outcome. But what would happen if you let go of the outcome? Now, I'm not telling you that I go through life willy-nilly, like just do whatever because I let go of the outcome and I have no plan. That's not true. I have a plan and I have an intent. I have an idea of how I'd like something to end. Okay. I don't get on the call with a client and think, I have no idea where this is going to end. And quite frankly, I don't care. No, I care. I want them to be served, right? I'd like to make some money out of the situation because I don't run a philanthropic adventure. It's not a nonprofit for me. There is money tied to this business adventure, right? But I let go of the outcome. I can't tell you how freeing that is. Because if a client tells me no, I'm not attached to the outcome. Great, I've done my job. I got on the phone with them. I serviced the client in the best way I knew how. I let them know that I was here for them if they needed anything. I offered up my services, and then I let go of it. If they say yes, that's great. If they say no, that's great. And I just continue to move on. Do you see the power in letting go of the outcome? We do this all the time. We do this in personal situations too. Well, I'm not going to have that conversation with my husband because he's going to say this, and then I'll say that, and then he'll say this, and I'll say, who are you talking to? There's no one in the room with you. That's all going on in your head. Stop it, right? We're afraid of how something's going to end, so we don't even start. There's such huge tragic story in that. Okay, so the 3 quick mindset shifts that you can do today to amplify your confidence. That reiterate these. Number 1, talk about not confident about whatever it is yet. Okay, it's coming. You're learning it. You'll get there. It's just not where you are right now. Okay, ask yourself if that's a belief or a fact. And if it's a belief, then we need to go to work to change those beliefs. Okay. Chances are it's not a fact. Chances are your client's not going to call you dirty names and hang up on you because they're upset that you called. Chances are it's not a fact. And then number 3, let go of the outcome. There's huge freedom in letting go of the outcome. I hope these served you well. I hope you're able to take, if not all 3, at least one of these and get into action today about amplifying your confidence. Again, skill set. It's just a skill set. It's something that you can learn. I'd love to learn how these helped you today. So we will talk again. Bye.